We continue to have problems at the church office with email and phone. So Barbara Wittering is working on this problem right now and trying to find some solutions. In the meantime, call my number. I believe it's here. It's on the front of the bulletin. If you have a question or you need to talk to me, if you've called in the past, I would say even 3 weeks, we have not heard your message. So apologies for that. For the other announcements, you may want to join in helping with this. Brockton's collecting milk bags, but we can collect them here too and bring them over to Brockton. They're just being sent to an organization called So on Fire. Oh, yes, can you tell us about this?
Well, I don't. I was just asked to bring it in and show you what the finished product is. This one's woven, but I understand sometimes they're crocheted. A lot of things, so everybody start reading.
It's a sleeping mat.
Sleeping mat, so you go over there and they ship them out to wherever they're needed in the world.
Wonderful.
So I'll look downstairs and be there.
Okay, thank you. And that's something we can help just by simply bringing in milk bags instead of throwing them in recycling. We have a movie night coming up at Brockton on the 19th, and that's Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with Donny Osmond. It's one of he's the best Joseph in my opinion. It's a good movie. I'll let you read through the rest of those there. I'll just say that I'm happy to be back for my retreat. I was at St. Ignatius of Loyola on a silent retreat with spiritual direction, so we're allowed to speak once a day. But it was very, very good, and I just while I was there, I was sort of struggling before I went with, do I wear my robe or not wear my robe? Because when I go to other churches, I often see ministers now are just wearing the all. This is the all. I don't know, but being in that place, I just had a bit of a change of heart. So I'm going to be wearing my robe through Lent and Easter. So just for those of you who wondered, sometimes I have it on, sometimes I don't. Kind of was struggling with that decision. So those being all the announcements, we'll acknowledge the land. Plants grow, birds sing, and people live here as they have for thousands of years. We worship here today on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe people. We inhabit this land because of a treaty made between colonizers and First Nations. We are all treaty people. And Jacob will be lighting our Christ candles today. Let me go forward with that. We light our Christ candle to remind us of the light of Christ that shines. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Invite you to join in singing Come to
I see the stars, I hear the mighty
Our call to worship. Lord, we want to unite our lives to your life, our thoughts to your thoughts, our affections to your affections, our heart to your heart, our works to your works, ourselves to yourself, in order to become, through this union, more holy and more pleasing in the sight of you, and in order to make my life more worthy of your grace and of the reward of eternity. I want to join your intentions to my intentions, the holiness of your actions to mine, and the excellence of your lofty virtues to the lowliness of mine. For example, when I pray, I will join the holiness of your prayer to mine. In the totality of my life, as well in its every detail, I will join the whole breadth and height of your divine intentions. To whatever I have to do or suffer, I will join. If possible, your looks to my eyes, your holy words to my tongue, your meekness to my gentleness, your humiliations and self-emptying to my humility. In a word, your whole divine spirit to mine. And we'll sing the next hymn. It's a Taizé hymn, which means it is sung like a prayer. We remain seated, and we'll sing it through 3 times. Let us pray. Great Creator God, our holy parent, our Redeemer, our Comforter, we pray to you that your presence may be felt all around us as we worship. May we hear your words in the scripture. May we hear your words in the message. May we hear your great love in the songs that we sing. In Jesus' name, we pray. Be with us as we worship. Amen. I wanted to share with you our moderator's Lenten message. Our new moderator is the Right Reverend Richard Bott, the beautiful writer of prayers and liturgy, and I've used many of his prayers in services. And I'd like to play this for us. This will work. I downloaded it earlier, so.
Hello, I'm Richard Bott, the moderator of the United Church of Canada. Now that I'm into my tenure as moderator, I've started some of the important work of meeting with people in various regions and communities of faith. As I travel from community to community, there's one subject that just about everyone wants to talk with me about: the weather. Whether it's good or bad, if there's sun or rain or snow, whether there's a breeze or probably even if there were a hurricane, it's the weather. In Canada, it is the most important subject of conversation. It does make sense. The weather is really important to just about everyone. What we wear, what we're going to do for the day, where we're going to go, all of it depends on the weather. For a long time, I've wondered if there's a faith conversation, maybe a faith question, that could be just as important to us as, so, what do you think about the weather? Perhaps it's a question that John Wesley used to ask. He was the founder of the Methodist tradition. The Methodist Church in Canada was one of the parent churches of the United Church of Canada. John Wesley believed that it was very important for Christians to come together every week to meet, in addition to Sunday worship. Members of these small groups would gather to read and study Scripture, to pray, and to support one another in their faith life. The first question was asked of these participants each week: how is it with your soul? Not how are you, but how is it with your soul? I believe that is a very profound and important question. It's an invitation to think deeply about your relationship with God right now. I believe it's a question that's important not just for Methodist Christians, but for all of us who seek to follow the way of Jesus. It's not an easy question. It demands some pretty intense self-reflection and honest response. It's the kind of question that needs safe space and someone you really trust who will listen to what you have to say. I wondered what would happen to our faith lives if this question was asked as often as the one about the weather. We're about to begin the season of Lent, 46 days from Ash Wednesday to Easter. Traditionally, this has been a season of penitence. Often, people have given up something that in their life they see as damaging their relationship with Christ. And often, giving up something that binds us is important to do. But sometimes, taking on something new is just as important. Perhaps this Lent, you could meet with another disciple of Jesus and explore the question, how is it with your soul? Talk about the highs and the lows. Talk about the things that are bothering you and the questions that keep coming up. Talk about the places that you see God and the places where it feels like God just isn't there. Talk about how you want to work to make God's world a better place for all God's children. Invite your spiritual friend to respond to the question too. How is it with your soul? And then, go and live your lives, fueled by your faith and filled with God's love. When you can, maybe even the next week, meet again to share your experiences and how your soul is doing. I wonder what that might do. Not just for you, but for the church for the world. Have a blessed night, and the peace of Christ is with you.
Let us enter a time of confession. Let us pray. Holy, loving God, we confess to you that we do not always understand the mysteries that surround you. Lord, we confess to you that in trying to understand you, we sometimes cling too strongly to what we know and don't allow the opinions of others to penetrate our prejudices. Lord, help us to see you everywhere and in everything, and help us to be open to you in others. Let us spend just a little time in silent reflection. And the good news is that as a parent would forgive a child who spilled milk, who forgot to do their homework, or who hurt a brother or sister, God always forgives us. Thanks be to God. I just have a little story for the children, just about saying thank you. And so if the kids can come, I can come over to you, or if you want to sit. And Jacob, come up. I'm going to read you a book about a little boy and a little girl who sing thank you to God for many things. And then I'm going to ask you what you think you might say thank you to God for. Thank you, God, for the sun and the moon and the stars, and for the flowers and for the rain, and for the birds and butterflies and clouds. Thank you for milk and for good food, and kittens and puppies and toys. Thank you, God. Now, I think I know what they might be thankful for. Toys and Play-Doh. Because I heard the word Play-Doh. What might you be thankful for? Your family loves you. Well, God is thankful for you. So let's say a little prayer of thanks. So let's say after me. Dear God, thank you for Play-Doh. Thank you for families. Thank you for my little toys. And thank you for me. Okay, so we have scripture. I changed the scripture reading. The first one is the same. Now that Mark has been the one who's been arranging the scripture readers, and I really appreciate that. It is a lot of work because you have to make multiple calls, and you have to deal with me and sometimes change the scripture on you and things like that. So hopefully we'll be getting some new scripture readers, and please speak to Mark if you would like to do that. Now I will praise the Lord. Praise the Lord from the heavens. Praise him in the heights. Praise him, all his angels. Praise him, all his hosts. Praise him, sun and moon. Praise him, all you shining stars. Praise him, you highest heavens and waters above the heavens. Let them praise the name of the Lord. For he commanded and they were created. He established them forever and ever. He fixed their bounds, which cannot be passed. Praise the Lord from the earth, you sea monsters and all deeps, fire and hail, snow and frost, stormy wind filling his command. Mountains and all hills, fruit trees and all cedars, wild animals and all cattle, creeping things and flying birds, kings of the earth and all peoples, princes and all rulers of the earth, young men and women alike, old and young. Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is exalted. His glory is above earth and heaven. He has raised up a horn for his people. Praise for all his faithful, the people of Israel, who are close to him. Our gospel reading is from John 4. Then he came again to Cana in Galilee, where he had changed the water into wine. Now there was a royal official whose son lay ill in Capernaum. And when he heard that Jesus had come from Judea to Galilee, he went and begged for him to come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Then Jesus said to him, "Unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe." The official said to him, "Sir, come down before my little boy dies." And Jesus said to him, "Go, your son will live." The man believed the word that Jesus spoke to him and started on his way. And as he was going down, his slaves met him and told him that his child was alive. So he asked them the hour when he began to recover, and they said to him, "Yesterday at 1 in the afternoon, the fever left him." The father realized that this was the hour when Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live." So he himself believed, along with his whole household. Now this was the second sign that Jesus did after coming from Judea to Galilee. The word of the Lord. it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible to you. Will faith get you what you want? Perhaps, maybe. But in my experience, as I'm sure in yours, we do not get everything that we ask for. Not all of our prayers are answered. We don't always get what we want from God. God gives us what we need. If all our prayers were answered, every lottery ticket would be a winner, every child would be perfect, and no planes would fall from the sky. A nobleman in Jesus' time heard that Jesus was coming to the town of Cana. This was the town where he performed his first miracle. And the man lived in Capernaum, about 30 kilometers away, which would be a long journey without cars. He desperately had to find Jesus. The reason was that his son was deathly ill. He'd heard from his servants, very likely, and from talk in the town square, that there was a wonder worker, a healer, a miracle worker, and that Jesus could heal people. So of course, he wanted to go and ask Jesus to heal his son. When it comes to our children, there's almost nothing we wouldn't do to help them, especially if they are challenged. And I think of the recent crisis amongst the families and the parents of children with autism. They have faced a very difficult blow recently. Their funding has been strictly limited and changed with regards to therapy for their children. There's an intervention therapy that children with autism can get, which will greatly improve, or has the potential in various children to improve their ability to speak, to communicate, to have friends, to perhaps one day have a partner, to perhaps one day go to university or get a good job, to be independent. And you can imagine how these parents feel now that many of them can no longer afford to pay for this therapy. Now it's on them to pay more of the cost. Parents will do just about anything to help their children. There are parents who are selling houses, parents who are quitting jobs, and parents who are praying. When a child is born, there are so many hopes and dreams we have for this child. And when you look upon a newborn child, you're not thinking of all the things that can go wrong. You're thinking of all the things that you pray will go right. You have dreams for your child. You have many dreams. And this nobleman from Capernaum, he had dreams for his child. He probably dreamt of his child growing up to help him in his business, maybe join the royal court, maybe look after him in his old age. And when those dreams are threatened, our prayers change. And then his dream at that moment that he goes to Jesus is, please, may my child live. When he goes to Jesus, he begs him to save his son. And Jesus says, unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. And I don't think this is a message just for the nobleman. It was a message for the crowds that went everywhere with Jesus and were listening to him. You won't believe unless you see signs and wonders. So Jesus healed the man's son.